We are Daniel from Brazil, Stella from Germany, and our border collie Bonnie. We moved from the heart of Berlin all the way to the beautiful north of Portugal, trying to spend more time away from the computer screens. We are all about learning by doing, sharing our successes, fails, and the fun moments with you.
July was a very busy month. We had the mission Puppies. Bonnie's boyfriend Lord was staying with us for a week. The Feira do Alvarinho was happening. That's the wine fair for green wine in Monção. We had loads of friends and animals visiting us. We did some nice hikes, discovered new restaurants and bars, and there was loads of progress on the construction with the house. In addition to all our friends' visits, we also had some animal visits. One day there was just a deer standing in front of our tiny house. It was early in the morning and Bonnie was just sitting there. So she's not really a proper guard dog. I don't know. She was complaining a bit, like growling, but not doing anything. So yeah, that's it.
Starting with the dogs. So we had Lloyd here. So it was the month that Bonnie started to get on heat. So it was like just a random day, a dog coming here. Bonnie was a bit too interested, and I was like, maybe we need to go to Povo de Vazinha and get her boyfriend here. Maybe we can get some puppies. And yeah, it was a great time.
And we did it. We took the one. She cried the whole way in the car because Bonnie was smelling too good. Wanted to be close to her.
He was just too excited, too horny. Yeah, the time they spent here together was so nice. We did some hikes, we had some friends over, also did more hikes, and playing with the river, swimming around. And of course, a lot of love between them as well. And some bites from Bonnie, of course.
And in the beginning, it was like very insecure. Both didn't know what's happening to them. They were jumping around like for several minutes. And before it finally happened. But when they figured out, there was no enemy. Like they didn't care if anybody was around them.
I'd say they were not really shy. But it was nice. It was really good to see it happening. And it was also very innocent in a way. It was nice. And also knowing that maybe we can get a puppy and this stuff was really, really was nice and special. Also puppy from Bonnie and Lloyd. Lloyd's also amazing, which is great.
It was also nice to have a second dog with us for a whole week because we got a feeling how it is with like two border collies, and it was amazing.
It's really nice.
I cannot wait. I mean, now we have a puppy, not such a big spoiler, and I cannot wait for her to grow up to have the same hikes as we had with Bonnie and Lloyd together.
Just so much power, excitement. Yeah. So cool. We also did, a friend of ours that was here in the dogs, we did this Caminhada dos Mortos, which is like a super nice hike that it should be around like 10 kilometers, right, in total. But we got lost, so we didn't get to finish it. So it's supposed to be like a closed loop, but we ended up going and coming back through the same way. But it was so much fun. Also with Lloyd, that would just hold the stick and carry him around all the way. It was just nice and fun and Bonnie.
It also had some nice views, and we also walked through some old little villages, and Daniel was like left and right, oh my god, so many nice properties. And there was also like a small village. In the middle there was a water basin, and the dog jumped in to cool down. It was so cute.
Super nice. The nature around here, it's just very special. It doesn't really feel like Portugal somehow, because we don't have this idea of having this strong forest, green things as Portugal. I think whenever we think about Portugal, it's more like in the south, beach area and stuff, but it's still so pretty.
Very vivid. In July was also the Feira do Alvarinho. Alvarinho is the grape which they use to make green wine here, and Monção is the area which is known for the green wine, and they're super proud. And when you came, you bought like the glass with the print of the Feira for $3.50, and then you could go through each stall and like just try the wine. And we went around, got a bit tipsy, bought a lot of wine, like talked to all the people, and we also got to know our neighbors. Like next to our property, there's a vineyard. We figured out that the people with the winery in Costas do Muro are just next to us. And there we also already bought some wine, and they told us, oh guys, you should visit us, you should come by, we will show you how we produce the wine. Since we're neighbors, it was so nice. Funny thing is, drinks, amazing, but food, that was not so much. I don't know if it was because we came too late. We came on a Saturday and there was also already like a few days the Festa happening, but we only got like a tableau with cheese and meat, and it was not really the things we're used to. So it was not the presunto, the nice one, but some like pork ear dish. It looked a bit different for us.
And we did have a lot of options there for food, but at least the wine was great.
The wine was amazing. Also the experience with the glass. You could hang it around your neck.
You just carry from place to place, testing.
Yeah. And they also had a stage where they were performing some traditional music. It was very interesting to see and hear, and also the traditional dances.
Oh yeah, and at the end of the day, on this stuff, they have big parties, right? They have a concert, stage, party, a lot of people. During the day, as we went, it was more chill. It was just testing the wines, it was just talking with people, and it's way more chill. And yeah, so we met the people from Costa do Moro, and right after the Feira do Alvarinho event, we went there to the adega here to get to know them, so they could show us around. We bought more wine, and it was really, really nice. We have been actually visiting and going there quite often to buy more wines. It's really, really nice, amazing people. And it's also very nice to consume things that are produced just here, you know, right around the corner. So it's really, really cool.
And when we were visiting them, they were just labeling the bottles from the past year. And I never saw it before, so it's also interesting to see the processes behind the wines, like the wine production.
So many things needs to be done. It got a lot of more credit with me on sparkling wine. Other than that, we went to a handful of bars, hikes with the dogs, and had some friends, right? Bonnie was really dirty. We just noticed she was also a bit fat. The pictures you see, this is too fluffy.
In July, there was also a film festival happening in Podami. In the only bar we have here, or the only bar we know that we have, the Depois das Duas, so after 2. And we went there and it was nice to see, like they were setting up the event when we came. And the bar is next to the river, next to the Rio Mu, so the river which is also next to our land. And they did such a nice setup with like some cakes and music.
Yeah, the area there was really nice, right? This event was a mix between music and art. So there was a lot of expositions, some pictures, and you could walk around. Some of the pictures were facing the riverside, so you need to go through the water, not like deep, like quite shallow, but you still had to go there to see the pictures on the other side. It's really interesting. I think we just went there a bit too early. Like very empty, people start to organize things here and there.
We also got to know another restaurant here around, and this restaurant is a meat restaurant, and they sell the meat from the cows which are walking around here. It's like a typical cow, forgot the name, but Caixena. It was amazing. Like the quality of the meat was impressive. Now we go with our friends. Whenever somebody visits us who likes to eat meat, it's the place where we go, because it's also a nice interior, nice environment, and very friendly people.
In the property we had the base was done, right? We had also
for the tiny house.
For the new tiny house.
Because we needed to move the tiny house because the old base was next to the river, and in winter and autumn it starts to be super, super rainy and the river is floating. Tiny house will be moved to this new base. They're already working on it. In my opinion, it looks great. So when we got to know our neighbors here from the neighborhood, they told us, guys, you're crazy, you need to move the tiny house. So we were building the new tiny house base, a bit closer to the house, a bit more in the inside uphill of the land.
We tried to do some construction on our side. So initially, the goal was to have the concrete base, to have a super nice, huge bench. So 2 benches, one up to the hill, another one close to the river. And we needed to build like a concrete foundation for to put the metal thing in and have the bench. We never really got the bench metals. Our work was also quite horrible, to be honest. So we had to carry things. We didn't know how to make the frame properly. I'm even thinking about completely removing everything, just coming with the truck and just take it all out. And
it was a bit sad because we were mixing the concrete next to the house, carrying in buckets the concrete up to the hill. This alone was a job in the sun, hot as fuck, back hurting, arms hurting, exhausted. Then the concrete was not really nicely mixed.
It's a mix of very hard work and
incompetence.
Or incompetence from our side. So you combine these things, you get nothing done and exhaustion at the same time.
Since we messed up the top and also cut ourselves both with some old iron, we went to the hospital, paid 65 euros each person, and they said superficial cuts are not an issue. So we went here for no reason, still didn't really eat, hungry.
Yeah, the thing is, we're not registered here, so we had to pay a lot because it was an emergency consultation. But the good thing is that it's not a problem and that we need to come here another day to sign up with the paperwork and make sure we are registered on the health system. So it's okay.
Half waste of money. We were scared of tetanus.
Yeah.
And I saw my vaccination booklet that the last tetanus vaccination was a bit too long ago.
The doctor was a bit pissed with me and with us, I guess, because we wwent to the emergency and we had nothing, but we didn't know. I don't know.
Incompetent of many levels.
Yeah, it was a full day.
But yeah, the next day we saw the result, the shitty result of what we did. And then we decided, okay, let's try it again and prepare the base next to the river. We made the frame and then actually we decided not to do the concrete part and we asked construction friends that could help us. In 5 minutes, the base was done.
We just spent the whole day here, but we did it properly.
No, if we would have done it, would have looked way worse. But yeah, now we're just waiting for the metal part to be ready. Yay!
Perfect.
Leveled, perfect, all good.
But it was nice to see how easy it can be if you know what you do. And about the construction, as Daddy said in the intro, so many things happened. The whole foundation was done, like the bottom part. It was cool because they had like this stripes with the stones, the pillars. Then they filled up with bricks and then covered with concrete. They came, like took the crane and like were pulling the concrete over the whole base. It was really cool to watch.
And again, it was done pretty much by two guys, right? Dad and son.
Yeah.
And they have been doing it.
Working so hard.
We finally installed our letterbox.
We have the letterbox.
We can finally receive package now, and not packages but letters, but at least we can change our address to our home.
Yeah, we just went to the post, which is in the background, in Monção, and we talked to them, explained the situation, and the guy who's delivering the post in our neighborhood, he was there and he knew where we live. So perfect. Now we can register. Whoop whoop.
It's installed all the way at the beginning of the street, nothing very close to us, so we need to walk like 1 kilometer to reach our letterbox. But it's nice, and from time to time we do receive some things, usually bills. What else? And we had our last guest, right? By the end of the month, close to the end of the month, we have our friends from Braga. They're actually friends from Berlin, so the neighbors, we were living in the neighborhood, the same complex with them, and they moved to Porto, then Braga now, and now from time to time they visit us. So it's a lot of kids, more dogs, and it was fun to show them around. And
we also did a trip to the next little village, like I think an hour away from here, and there was a very fancy restaurant with a beautiful view on the mountains. The restaurant by itself was good, but nothing. I don't remember it because of the food, but more because of the view. But it was still nice because we drove through little villages around, like on the way, and it's always great to get around.
that's it.